even be seeing this live. Okay, here we go. Yes. All right, YouTube's ready to go. Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes More with Pastor. It is Wednesday, September 30th. Weather report is um, slightly hazy skies. I think California wildfire smoke is starting to move in over top of us. Thankfully, not like it was before. Thanks, California, for that. We've got our own wildfires. We don't need yours. Um, Supposed to be another warm day. I'm getting started a little earlier this morning because today is a big day. Today, this morning, we are taking down the tent uh, on the farm. So that's a pretty big project. And especially with it being really warm today, we want to try to get as early a start as we can so that we don't have to do that in the heat of the middle of the day. So that's why we're getting started a little bit earlier this morning than usual, but only a little bit. So you may be catching this a little bit late, but I hope you're having a good Wednesday already. Psalm 130, I want to share just one verse and one quick thought with you. Psalm 130 and verse 5 says this: I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, and in his word do I hope. That probably sounds very familiar to many of us at Pioneer when just last year um, our theme for the year was for us to hope in thy word. The psalmist says, in thy word do I hope. I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, and in his word do I hope. In Matthew chapter 24 and verse 35, Jesus says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Here's the great thing about God's word: it'll never fail, it'll never be misplaced. We place our hope in the promises that God has made in his word. Now, by hope, we've talked about this before. This is an expectation, a hopeful expectation, not like a hope so, but an expectation of something to come, of something that's coming good, and we expect good things from the Lord. And I believe with all my heart that wise is the man, wise is the woman, wise is the child who discovers the truth of God's word and devotes their lives to learning it and studying it and living by it. The story is told of famous missionary David Livingstone, who started his trek across Africa in the 1850s. And when he did, he started off with 180 books in 3 packs. He had people helping him to carry that through the jungles of Africa. And after about 300 miles through the jungle, they realized this is not going to work. We cannot take this many books. And so they unloaded many of those because of the fatigue of the people carrying those bags. And then over time, as they got deeper into the jungle, they had to lose more and more and more and more books until David Livingstone was left with one book, his Bible. I think the application of the Bible in our lives should be obvious to others. People should see and listen. I texted a group of people last night. I watched about 10 minutes of the presidential debate last night. And I turned it off and I texted a few people and I said, I just want to repeat emphatically that my hope is built in nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. Um, and It's just a reminder again that my hope is in the Lord. My hope is in his word. My hope is in his truth ultimately. And but I think our the application of the Bible should be obvious to others around us. That we should read it and we should allow it to sink into our hearts and affect other people by the way that we live out the Bible. There's a group of pastors, a story I heard about a group of pastors that were arguing over which translation of the Bible they like better. I like this one. I like this one. I think this one's the best, and this is the reason why. And finally, they came to this one pastor, and he said, my favorite translation of the Bible was my mother's translation. And all of the men laughed and said, "Your mother translated the Bible? Oh yeah, right. That takes loads of language scholars and loads of years. There's no way your mother did that." And he said, "Yes, my mother translated the Bible." He said she translated each page of the Bible into her life, and that's the most convicting and convincing translation I ever saw. I just know this much. Um, I hope and pray that the Lord allows me to become a believer who reads and studies and meditates and applies His Word so much that I'm a translation of the Bible to somebody. And they see it and they go, that's the most convicting and most convincing translation I ever saw. But that won't happen until we place our hope in His Word. So we do that today. We read it and put your hope in it. I know it can be trusted. I know it will not fail you. Hope you do that today, and I know I will as well. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.